Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shri Ananta Shiva, Jai Mahadev. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya. Rama Ki Jai.
Thank you, my dear. Namaste, namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai. I got a very sweet message this morning. She said, should I say who it was? Said that I'm paraphrasing, but basically that your body has been quite unwell, and I saw some satsangs, and I'm going to report you to Guruji. It must be the sweetest thing I ever heard. You're just refusing to rest. You keep talking in such. Thank you, my dear. Kapil told me the other day something very beautiful that Francis Lucille said. He said that there was one. There was one. You want to say? There was one interview that Francis Lucille was in, and the interviewer was getting frustrated with the answers. He was just not, and you correct me wherever I'm wrong. So he was just not happy with the answers which were coming. And he told him that, what is this I'm asking and you're just saying and it's not helping me. What is going on? Why don't you? Basically. So then Francis said something very beautiful. I believe I want to see that video. He said, just in the way that I'm listening to the question, in the same way I'm listening to the answer, which I felt is such an accurate description of satsang. This flow is just happening like this. Something here takes in this input, and something here also looks at the output which is coming through this. Sometimes when the words that come from here are heard, sometimes it is, what are you saying? What is this? And then as the sentence completes itself, no, even mid-sentence it can be, where is this going? This is the mind, this twittering insect which still remains. Can be like this, that in the middle of the, and especially initially this was very strong, because it wanted to play on the fear of saying the right thing and things like this. Now it's used to it because this voice has never ever let anything down. It's never messed up big time or anything like this. Now I know that even if something starts like this and it's not making any sense where it is going, but it always very beautifully finds a way to complete itself. So just in the way that things are seen seemingly externally, even this is watched. And the mind, of course, still comes in and says this and that, but has no power because the process of development of trust, you see, the process of development of trust continues right till the very end, till the dying breath, I feel. So let there never be any arrogance here which says, yes, this is the pinnacle of freedom or pinnacle of liberation or something like this. This is the end of my trust, because every time it feels like I cannot love my master more, something just automatically it comes or something happens and there's even more love that comes. Even all of you have also experienced this during satsang, isn't it? This is it now. My heart is completely full. And then God comes and says, no, there's more. This beautiful way, new insights, new ways of expressing, more and more trust in whatever is flowing from here. Also to discover that this entire world is a play doesn't mean that we are now away from the enjoyment of the play. It can sound like this, that because we keep reiterating that all of this is part of the divine play, then we must just go about being aloof from it. You see, but in that also, there's this feeling that what I am now is that the play of this body also is now beyond the play, but this body mind is always playing in this play. The appearance of the dream body, the appearance of the dream mind does not vanish after the realization that it's a dream. It still continues. But the bite from it, the fear from it, that seems to abate, you see, that seems to reduce. And maybe it comes to a point where the realization is so strong that this this body mind itself dissolves from here. So suppose it's like that, then who will report on it? So we must not allow the mind to play these tricks about level confusion. It can be very tricky like this. We could be speaking about the body and something happening to the body, you see, and then we say that we confuse being with the body, and we confuse just this pure awareness with being. And as we settle into our true seeing, then you'll have a very strong nose for at which level the expressions are being shared. And we will not go around beating people when they're speaking at the level of the body. It is not a problem. It's not a problem. We will not go around beating them and saying, but you are not the body. You are saying, but I have a pain in my knee, you see. But you are not the body. Can you realize? Yes, yes, I realize I'm not the body, but there's a pain in my knee. We don't allow these mind tricks to get in the way. So when something is being spoken about the body, so Ranveer very kindly has got me some homeopathy medicine for my throat. So I'll take it. Does this mean that I'm now believing I am the body? No. There is no confusion about that. That's why these simple examples I feel bring a lot of clarity. So when I say that, just look at it as your car. You have a car which needs some servicing, needs some oil change, needs whatever it needs. You don't say, oh, because I'm so spiritual now, the oil change, God will have to do it himself. I'm not going to take the car to the mechanic. And then the other way also, when we are speaking of being, or we are speaking of awareness, then we are not saying, oh, but I'm now in pain. We are saying that the body which is being experienced here has a pain in the knee. So when you're speaking like that, then completely clear. So when we're speaking from the perspective of awareness, it is completely fine to say this entire world is meaningless. And let it burn, I don't care. Everything, including this body, can burn along with this world. I remain untouched. So speaking from here, these are completely fine. From the level of being, you can say there's so much love which is appearing, so much peace and joy which is here. This love is all there is. It's so beautiful. This is completely fine. Then when you're speaking to your children or someone who's speaking at the body level, your child comes and says, "Pa, I hurt my elbow today in class." You're not telling them, "No, no, no, you're you're not the body." You say, "Let's put a band-aid. Let's work at it." Provide that love and come. It is only the mind that comes up with all these. So I enjoy very much. I enjoy very much that Ranveer has got some medicine for me. I enjoy very much receiving messages saying, if you don't stop now, I will report you to Guruji and he will have to deal with you because I see what you're doing to your body. It's not good. Sweet. That would be fun to see that response. Because the trouble usually is the other way around. Wherever we are in retreat or satsang with him, Rishikesh, Thiru, wherever we are, you see that as the season goes along, you can see how much the body has taken on energetically, and you're saying, Father, please rest, please lie down. And saying, no, this one is waiting for me, so they can come. So you could say, please, maybe today we rest a little bit. Yes, today we rest. Today. Oh, but yes, this one is waiting. No, they can come.
I'm so sick.
Yes. Inevitably, as every season goes along, you see that this happens. Yes, sir.
Something wants to speak.
Yeah.
I don't.
So, is there any scope now for the mind to convince you that you could be something other than what you are discovering yourself to be?
I see that the mind the mind is still there.
Yes.
It's gone, but sometimes tries to validate and it never validates. So it says like you're imagining, and I think that's what I wanted to tell you. Like it's like tongues trying to say here, this is not true. Like it's trying to convince that this is you're just imagining it and it's not real. Like,
And does it convince?
something is still trying to this is true. Like, this is the truth. It isn't
Something is still
saying
trying to validate that what you're seeing for yourself in the discovery that awareness is aware of itself, it is trying to come to some conclusion about it. This is the ultimate truth.
like the awareness is aware of itself. I'm still not very sure of that, but that has opened up a lot. Like I think this something has changed. I don't know what, but and sometimes I'm not even with that question. I'm just with whatever is happening. Like I don't know how to explain.
Let's question this also. It says that awareness is aware of itself. I'm not sure about that. Let's look at that just for a minute because I know the mind can play this trick. Have you seen this yet? You can say like this, have I really seen this yet? Have I really seen this yet? But that question got answered. When I say, am I aware now? You say yes. I know that nothing else can be aware of itself except awareness itself. Now it is still the mind which comes and says, are you sure? Are you sure? And the mind also comes and says, actually I'm just inferring. Even this thing about it being inferred is also just a mind game. Because even what the inference is, that I am aware that there is an object, therefore I am aware. You see? Even in that, you see that there is something called awareness that you are aware of.
It's instant, and then I can see immediately the mind is saying no, and something believes it. Like it's saying you still don't get it. Like something is still believing. Sometimes you just let that be. Like something else is going on. I'm just with that. Like I don't even know how to put things in words. Like, but I can see the mind still trying to.
Still time. Still time. Like I said here also. I feel it's very important to have this integrity, to be able to say that this is what the mind still tries here, the tricks that it tries. Otherwise, it can make another benchmark and say, see, for the Guru, there is never a mind. It's not true, right? It just becomes powerless. Powerless. It's very beautiful when the love for the Guru is this strong, then all the mind stuff cannot have power. You see, because you cannot love and fear at the same time. Mind tries to make you fearful. Everything it is saying is trying to instigate some fear. But can you love and fear at the same time? And that is why I say what the world feels is love is actually need. Because it is operating from the fear of losing something, which is a need, it is not love. It is impossible to experience love and the opposite in the emotional spectrum, which is fear, at the same time. So this love is here. And it's completely impersonal. Completely impersonal, the love. Because it is love for your own presence. So this love, when it appears, it's a great gift. Because then the mind cannot make you fearful. And then you still hear the content of the mind and you say, it's okay because it doesn't mean anything to me. I just love you so much.
Also, like, interactions have changed so much. Like, even calls at home, you can just see it's so much free. Like, and I can see even their reciprocation to it. Like, before it was like I have to be a certain way for them to feel love. But now I'm just myself and it's just like not faking it. And it's so beautiful. Like, I can just sense that they're reciprocating.
It's very good.
Not everything gets done at home, but I'm so like, okay. And actually, I don't think they ever had a problem. It was just here, you know. Like,
Exactly.
some it's like, I can see him poking and nothing was. Like, I just can't, like, he's okay. It's just, everything is okay. It's just, your own mind is trying to, like, be according to something that you think others expect out of you.
You know, my father-in-law is an army man, ex-army man. And so, for my in-laws actually, it probably would have been, if it was just from the mind, then it probably would have been the worst nightmare. for the daughter's husband to have become some Babaji or some sort. Can you imagine, Devika, if what your parents would say if Mike wanted to start sharing satsang and started becoming a Babaji, then it's probably the worst nightmare for them, isn't it? So, but what is happening in the relationship is so beautiful, because every time they come, they can. At least I feel that there's so much more freedom in the relationship. There's so much more peace, no expectation. And to be honest, I've always said this, that I have the best in-laws. They've never pressurized me for anything, never had expectations, or at least nothing that they expressed in that way. So I've been lucky and blessed that way. But I can imagine that I have someone who, when we got married, was not even religious. Forget about all of this. Not even religious. Did not believe in God. Was very much wanted to own a software empire. Very ambitious and came from a very well-to-do software family, which is a big thing in India. So with all these credentials, it came, and then one day says, having this self-inquiry, and I'm going to Tiruvannamalai, to all these ashrams and things. So, but I feel that it's very beautiful right now. The relationship is just playing very beautifully, because I see no expectation from either side. It's just very beautiful. But there's this, when this thorn of need is removed from relationships, I feel automatically just love flows. And this thorn of expectations, when this, often we used to talk about this earlier, for many days we've not spoken about these things, where we said that when we start a relationship, we say, oh, I love you so much, I love you for just who you are, I love you so much, just please will you be with me, please will you. Then, after some time, I love you, but this part of you, can you just modify that a little bit? So can we change a little bit? So you want that person to then change according to our concept of what they should be. And even if that effort is taken, then something else starts irritating, and something else, and something else. And then, like every married couple knows, then I don't like how you breathe. Can you stop? Can you just? See, there's no end to this need. So that which starts with full this acceptance, and just as you are perfect as you are. Then becomes this, and now a little bit this, and then this. And it's happening from both sides. So then it doesn't. Then it becomes more and more frustration. We're believing thoughts like, oh, what am I stuck with? I just have to live with this. I think I have the perfect person. And then someone outside starts saying, this one is the perfect one. I made a mistake. Perfect. So I had a teacher who once told me that if you can't row one boat, then you can't row any boat. Forget about it. Which I liked very much. It was so simple like that. Because I've seen the nature of all relationships like this. From a distance, it all looks so perfect. And as you start getting closer, then you see same thing. Can you change this? Can you change that? We hear of people who've been in 5, 6, 7 marriages. You would feel that they would figure it out by then. It doesn't happen. Why? Because it starts like this, always like this. That with this one I am complete. With this one I am now complete. And you realize you're not complete. And you say, okay, if you could just change this about yourself, then I'm complete. Then I'm going to be happy and peaceful. Can you just change this about me? And not just marriage. We say that to our parents, we say that to our siblings, we say that to our children. If only you were like this, I would be happy. If only you were like this, I would be happy. Can you see how funny that is? So why? Because we don't find the sense of completion, we don't find a sense of peace unless we deal with the monkey that is sitting right here. This one which is constantly saying this and that and all this and that. Always asking us to look outward. Always asking us to look outward. As long as there's belief in this personal identity, the voice of the personal identity, nothing in the world will ever seem sorted. Even if it does momentarily, something tomorrow will again happen. And these are not just words, we see this happening, isn't it? With everyone in the world, no matter how lovely their relationship is, how much money they have, how healthy they are. Do you find that they are radiating with this light? You don't find it. It is only found in those who have stopped believing in this egotism, in this separation. That itself should be the best pointer. Radhika wanted to come. You can come, my dear.
Hi, Namaste, Father.
Namaste, my love.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, right.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you can help me with with the inquiry.
Yes.
And there seem to be a couple of places where like things snags. And I think it might be what you just said a few minutes ago, that maybe it's just the doubt, but either way it just feels like it just feels like in these two places it never feels really clear. And one place is that there is this experience of, how do I know this isn't just a person having this all happen in the brain?
A person for whom this is happening?
Like a person. Like, I'm a person and this is a brain function and that I'm a person who's aware. I know we've already addressed that there's no person, and yet somehow it just snags there. Like, maybe I am a person. And and I don't bring it up because it feels like this should have been done a long time ago. It feels like day one inquiry, and yet it catches there. And even if I can let go of the person, it still feels like, how do I know this isn't just a brain function? That there's just not, like, the brain is aware, and I can perceive the brain, but then it sort of circles around to, how do I know that this isn't just the brain's function? Anyway, it gets very caught up and it goes in circles and drives me crazy. I don't really believe I'm a person.
I know, my love.
It doesn't make sense to me that I'm not, but it doesn't let go. And so that's one thing. I don't know how important it is, if that even needs attention or if I just turn away from it. I'm not sure. The other one is that I do feel a separation. I know you just answered this question 5 minutes ago.
Now, can we go one by one? Because by the time you finish your second one, I would have forgotten what the first one was.
Yeah. I don't know how much attention to give to the first one.
Yes. It's good. I feel that it's good that we look at this. It's a beautiful contemplation, actually. And we must not feel that, oh, this was level 1 doubt, now everyone can come at level 1 or something like this, it should have been done with or something like this. No. I feel that this kind of thing can come even even in the strong seeing of the truth, then this kind of doubt can come. But how do you know it's still not the brain? Isn't it? This kind of question. So let's slowly look at this. So we say that maybe all of this is an experience from the brain. Consciousness is being experienced by the brain functions. Awareness is being experienced by the brain functions. So suppose all of this is the brain. Now, then who would we call the person? We would call the body the person, isn't it? If it is all about the brain, then the brain is in the body.
The brain's part of the body.
Part of the body, yes. Therefore, if it is all about the brain, then it must be all about the body. So that which we refer to as the person, then must be this body itself. We can look, we have time, we can look slowly.
Yeah.
Or
It's
is
that,
or
it's
is
that
the
body
feeling
mind.
that,
Sorry.
is the feeling that the brain is the person inside the body? Is that what it is like?
It's more of that, like that body mind. Like when I just allow, like maybe it's just weird because I don't actually believe it, but it doesn't go. So something must believe it.
It's very good. We can spend as much time as is there in today's satsang for this, because I, for one, don't feel that it's a lower level inquiry or something like this. I feel we must look at this because somewhere this doubt can be hiding for many of us.
Yeah.
What if it's all just the brain? What if all this talk about awareness, consciousness, all of this is just a part of brain function? You see? So now what we are talking about is that we all know that there's an organ called the brain. So if somebody was to open our head, they will find that the organ called the brain is here. Now we are contemplating who is the owner of this organ, the person which owns this physical organ, which has a certain lifespan. This one, we are trying to figure out whether this in itself is the person, or the person is the owner of this brain. So from what you said, it feels more like it is the brain itself somehow which is the person. Yeah? Is it like that?
It feels.
While you contemplate this, I want to share one more example with you. Om or one of these kids had this confusion also once where they said it is, we say consciousness, but it is the brain itself which is projecting this entire universe. He had this confusion like this, that it is the brain itself which is projecting the entire universe as a projection of the brain. And we were having some discussion about this. And then I said that, okay, so what you're saying is, first there's a brain, which is just in limbo, it is nowhere, and this brain is just there, you see. And then this brain somehow projects everything around it, including the body. So when that question itself was asked, something was clear. It cannot be. How can there be just a brain? So then we must look at all the evidence that we have around us. We must look at all the evidence that we have around us. So we say that this body is here and this body has all these organs inside. But is this the only body I experience? So we can say that even the dream that we have happens inside the brain. But that dream body also has a brain. If there was surgery in that for that dream body, Would it have a brain or not? It's up to that projection, but typically we can say it's completely possible that there's found that there is brain even in that. So one way to look at it is like that. Second is to ask, so am I really, where does all this organs and this body structure, flesh, blood, bones, where does it come from? It comes from all that we have consumed as food and drink. So could it be that all I am is just this body which is made up of all the food and the drink that I've consumed? This is another way of looking at it. But my favorite, as you know, as most of you know, is to look at it in this way and say, okay, I am this body. The brain is part of the body, therefore it is part of this person, which is the body. Okay, I am just this body. Now, as the body, what is the problem that I can have? That I am the brain or I am the body, even if you say I am the brain, it's fine. So I am the brain. What is the problem that I can have as a brain or as a body? You see? So that's
Yeah.
why I feel that even if it feels completely true that I am a body, I am the brain, then we will not have any of the problems that we keep having. Because brain, how does brain is living inside the skull somewhere? How does it care about what relationships and what money and what is happening to the rest of the body also is not, it's not bothered about. So even if the truth is that all of this is a projection of the brain, it's all neurons firing and visuals being seen by the brain itself, like this, that I am the brain, even if that is true, there is still no scope for belief in the person. In fact, it's a very happy life. I see no problem. If you completely just say, I am this body, so my only tasks are to keep it clean, to keep it healthy. And it has to die one day, so one day it's over. It started and then it's over. It has a finite start and a finite end. It's not such a troublesome life, actually. But
It
there's this
seems like sorry.
So suppose that we had satsang. The whole point of satsang was to convince you that you are the body. You would have much bigger doubts about this, you see. You would have much bigger doubts about this. Because you would say that if I'm just the body, then why do I want certain things? Why do I want peace in the world? Why do I want no hungry children, no suffering in the world? Why do I want all of these things? If I'm just the body, then this body right here is just as it is. But the trouble is not that. The trouble is that there is this voice which is not speaking just as the body. It is pretending to be speaking as the body, but it is still speaking as a separate identity, even separate from the body itself. It is speaking as an imagined entity called the person. Okay? So that's why I say that even if we say all of this is real, the body is real, the table is real, everything is real, then no trouble. Because looking at this realm of atoms and molecules also, we cannot pretend to be a person. But the mind can play these questions as trump cards. It says things like, it can be about this, can you show me how I'm not the brain? Or only after you tell me what happens after death will I agree that you are speaking the truth. It can play doubts like this, isn't it? After you tell me what happens after I die, then I will believe what you are saying. Okay, so where are we on now on the brain thing? Is your video frozen, my dear? She'll come back. Also the video.
Sorry about that. I'm trying it on my iPad. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. It's very good. It's very good.
Okay, good. The computer has had it.
I know this
I'm
is-
sorry I missed the last minute or two of what you said.
Yes.
Sorry.
Where are we now on the identification of the brain thing? How is it looking?
I'm sorry I have you on the phone too. So it seems ridiculous and not ridiculous. It's the mind part. Like to just think I'm a brain and body sounds ridiculous. To think I'm a body, to think there's this person somehow. I know we can't find it. I know we can find the brain. We can't find a person. There's just such a sense of person, and I understand it's misidentification, and that resonates with me, that it's misidentification. It just doesn't seem to let go.
Yeah. So we say this is my brain. We don't say the brain is me. We say my brain is not working well today. My brain is like this today. So this me must have a ownership relationship with the brain. And it is this me that we cannot find, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see, so when we cannot find it, so one is to say, yes, I cannot find this me, which is an individual. You see? But does this mean that when we look, we find nothing is there? When we look, we find that I am here. So this part can be a little confusing for the mind. So just stay with this. So you say when I look for the person, I find it is not there. You see? So then the next question is, but when you look, what you find is here. When you say, I cannot deny the presence that I am is here. I am here. Then we say, is there anyone else here besides this?
No.
You with me so far?
I'm with you.
Very good. So we see that the person as this entity which owns all of this is not there, and yet we cannot say that nothing is here. We can say no thing is here, but we cannot say nothing is here. You see that I amness is here. I am. And also when we check, we find nothing else is here. It is just this present. No one else is here. Just this. You see? Then, if there is no one else, then who must all of this, let's start with body, then whom must this body belong to? Only that who is here. So although the ownership relationship is there, It is not with the imagined entity, it is with this presence which is present. Because the body appears, the world appears only in the light of this presence. Therefore, we say that everything belongs to this presence, appears and disappears with this presence. If nobody else, I can find. How is it so far?
It all of it feels very true, right? This is where it's like such a small snag because it resonates. It feels very true. My heart knows it's true, but there's still it just doesn't
Yes.
go. There is still a strong identification with the body, and there's still a lot of fear. There's not like the terror that used to come up, but there's still a lot of fear that comes up pretty regularly, like often. Partly because there's still stuff going on in the body, and I don't know what it is. So there's some of that. But it's pretty fearful and a strong identification about the body. So that just, I don't know. It doesn't seem to go. And maybe there's an expectation that it's going to like have this big giveaway. I don't know.
In the presence of that which is here, this being, then all kinds of appearances come. Sometimes there's fear, sometimes there's pain, sometimes there's laughter, sometimes there's love, sometimes there's peace. And it must be this being which is here, which is experiencing all of this, isn't it? Because that which we cannot even find when we look, how can that be experiencing anything? The experiencing is happening, it cannot be denied. Fear is here and fear is experience. How can it be that this person which we look and we look for this separate entity and we cannot find, how can that which we cannot even find after looking so much be experiencing any? When we look for the experience also, do we find that there is one entity which is experiencing it? No. We just find that all in the presence of being, all this experiencing seems to be happening. Therefore, when we ask the question, who is the sufferer? When we ask this question, who is the sufferer? It doesn't mean that we are invalidating the experience of whatever is being experienced. We are not saying that if anger is coming, we are not saying no, anger is actually not coming. We're saying anger is appearing and being itself is tasting it. But there is no person here who has ownership over this anger. There is no person here who has ownership over anything because it doesn't exist. Because the mind can come and say that, okay, but if you saw the truth, then why does this fear come? The seeing of the truth has nothing to do with the arising or the dissolution of fear. You can see that I am this awareness itself, and yet whatever has to arise in the play of this being can arise. If I'm crossing the road and suddenly something is coming right at me at full speed, I'm pretty sure some fear will arise. So the arising of fear or the dissolution of fear has nothing to do with what you're seeing yourself to be. It is believed in the concept about the fear that now that I'm coming to my self-discovery, this fear should not come, which itself is now the attribute, become part of the identity of the person.
That's what it is.
But this pure experiencing, that being is going through all this experiencing, is completely fine. Because you will also have the insight, if not yet, you will also have this insight that it is not just experiencing all of this, it is responsible for all of this. But in all of this, what have we said so far? We said, yes, body is an appearance. We are not denying the appearance of this body. And whenever we see that the body is opened up, there is the appearance of this brain. And whenever the brain is studied, then we see all of this neurons, and all of these are firing, all of this is happening. So we're not in denial of any of this. We're just denying that one which we have never found anyway, this person. When we said, I looked and I found there's no person, I cannot find an entity like this. But then the question is, when we look, what is it that we do find? We do not say, I am not. We say, I am. So this I am is presence, is present. And when we check, we find nobody else is here, nothing else is here. And we look at all the experiencing, everything that is being experienced, we sense that it is being tasted by this being itself. Where are you experiencing the iPad in front of you? Is it being experienced in front of you?
It's a little in and out. I didn't quite catch the question.
Yes, Vidya. I said there is an iPad in front of you.
Uh-huh.
Where is the iPad experience? Is the experiencing also happening in front of you?
No, it's inside.
This being which is experiencing all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So even the sense of space, even the sense of the flow of time is being experienced inside. In that which is not moving, in that which is not part of space. Everything is experienced, we can say inside. Actually, everything is inside that. Now we can say everything is experienced inside. And does it matter whether the experiencing is happening because the brain is there? So suppose that this experiencing is happening, the presence I am is here only because the brain is there. I have no trouble with this. You can say it is because the brain is there that this sense of I amness is here. There's no trouble. Still no person. You see, as long as no person, then no trouble. Whether all of this is just a biochemical reaction, fine. It's not my favorite explanation, but I have no problem with it. The only problem is that which creates all this idea of problem, which is belief in this entity which we can never find, which we can never taste, we can never experience. We taste anger, we taste fear, we taste laughter, we taste joy. Everything is tasted, so we're not denying any of that. But this identity we never see. So, whether we say all of this is being experienced by being, or we say that all of this is being experienced by the brain, it truly doesn't matter. Because in either of those cases, we have no concept of being a person. There is no concept of being a separate entity. It's still oneness, isn't it? Because everything experienced in one brain is still one. Everything experienced as one being is still one. So there can be this feeling that, okay, if it's the brain, then maybe, like, okay, something very nice which I heard in Satsang. I don't know whether all of you heard it or not. Which for a second just like, whoa, I've not heard this before. Suchitra says, okay, maybe scientists have not made enough tools yet to be able to detect the existence of the person. Does it mean that we keep denying? He says science is not developed that far to figure out the existence of the person. Does it mean that it really does not exist? I said with that kind of philosophy, then we can say everything. You see? We can say I'm an angel, Gabriel. You just have not developed the technology to see my wings yet. You can say anything, isn't it? So it's better that we stay with the evidence which we have in front of us. I didn't actually say this, did I? I'm saying this now. So best to stay with the evidence that we have and stay with that, because that we've seen leads to this peace. It leads to this freedom, this sense of oppressiveness that the person identity has put upon us is dissolved in this scene. We'll stay with that. One day, if science comes up with something and we actually see that around this body there's a, you know, there's a person that actually is the owner of it, then I will change my tune completely and stop sharing what we share. But till we get there, yeah, the allegiance for the mind to the personhood is so strong that it is willing to bet on some gamble that in the future maybe we will discover the person, rather than to say, okay, I don't find it, therefore I see no existence of it, therefore I will not believe it till science actually finds it. Can you see how the mind can play, how tricky it can be? Even relying on the future for validation of the existence of the ego, because it has tried and tried and cannot find it right now. So even if it seems clear to you or to anyone, I know for you it's not such a strong doubt, but there could be many who say, but I still feel I am the body. So I still feel completely that I am the body, and I find not much trouble in your life actually.
Don't trigger me.
See, so it's two different things. Whether I'm the brain or not, or whether I'm the imagined entity called person or ego, is not the same thing. The mind will say it is still the same thing. Person means that who owns this body, that who feels that I own this life, I own my relationships. That is what is called the person, and this one has no existence. How does the existence of a brain prove that there exists a person? The existence of a body, does it prove that a person exists?
Mm-mm.
No, isn't it?
No.
This person is not even here in the level of this realm. Not even here at the level of this realm. And as long as we are not believing that which is not even here, not even in our imagination, not even in this realm, because we say, okay, person is imagined. Very often I say like this, it's an imagined idea. But even in our imagination, do we have a clear picture of this person? We don't. So that which is completely non-existent, that we don't believe. As long as we are not believing that, we cannot have any suffering. Because all suffering is related to this. It's good so far.
It's good, yes.
And also we see that the mind can link the appearance of fear, the appearance of anger, the appearance of grief to mean that a person exists. You can say, isn't it? Oh, that means the person still exists. Because fear is still here, anger is still here. So now we are saying don't rely on any circumstantial evidence. This will not do. We've played this game for too long with the mind. So we're saying that if the person is here, it must reveal itself. I will not go with any byproducts and any side. I will not go with the footprints of the person. There are many who are still chasing. What is that? What is that big? Huh?
Yeti.
The
Yeti.
the Yeti. Yeah, like the.
Ice.
Huh. Who knows what I'm saying? Huh? Not the mammoth. The big.
Is it the abominable snowman?
The abominable snowman. Still looking for that because today we found this big footprint. We found this big footprint that therefore it must exist. So now we followed the footprints often enough. We believe on the basis of these appearance of thoughts and emotions long enough that a person exists. Now we've come to a point where we're saying we must see it, otherwise we don't believe it. Loch Ness monster and abominable snowman. Till I see it, I will not believe. It's too far, too long we've come. Just believing that because some emotion exists, some sensation exists, some thoughts exist, therefore there must be a person which is controlling all of this or is the owner of all of this. Now we say no. It cannot be that it is in hiding somewhere and just on the reliance on this kind of evidence I must believe in the existence of the ego. Are we believing that? So let all this come, let all emotions come, let everything come. I will not believe myself to be that which does not reveal itself because I already find myself to be here. You see the contradiction in this. There is something, the mind wants us to believe something which we just cannot find and takes away from just seeing that I am here already. And yet, when it is asked, are you here? You say yes. But in the same breath, we say, can you find the person? You say no. I am here and I cannot find the person. What does this mean? That I cannot be this, isn't it? When it is asked, am I here? Say yes. Can you find a person here? Say no. Then what do you find here? I find just that I am. Therefore, the story of the mind is completely unbelievable actually when we look at it from a distance. It's presuming that you are this something which we cannot find and it puts us in denial of that which is always here. And that which is always here is tasting all of these emotions, the sensations, all of these experiences through our senses or inside. All is being tasted by this being itself. And even to say that I am this I am that I am is enough actually. This being I am. Can anyone say I'm not here? And because we cannot say I am not, therefore we know that I am. This I am is present. And even this seeing that I am this being itself is enough to undo the ego, enough to undo the mind. Even before we step into the awareness of this being, even before that, just to see that I am being itself leaves no scope for the personal identity. That which is here now is you, is consciousness, is God, is being. We might deny some of the labels, it's fine. But we cannot deny the existence that I am, isn't it? None of the doubts, don't feel that you have to push them away. Don't feel that you will be free only after the doubt is gone. You will find that this belief in the doubt is automatically getting cleared. Because the mind can make this trick for you saying, how much of it is still there? That much more free I have to be, or something like this. So, okay, that's all that came up for this one. And I know it doesn't have to finger snap vanish. You can contemplate more and more. You can also listen to this interaction a couple of times more, and you might discover that there were aspects of it which hit home stronger. You know, they seem to click more the next time when you hear like that.
Yeah, you're frozen on my screen, so that's.
Oh, I see. But audio, or
Audio's good. Audio's a little in and out, but good right now. No, I can feel things unhooking. That belief that you identified, that I was believing I shouldn't feel afraid for the body anymore. And because I do feel fearful, the belief was that I hadn't had clear seeing. So that I can feel that starting to untangle. I didn't recognize that belief. So it's very helpful. And I think part of the first inquiry is that am I a person? But part of it, maybe a bigger part of it, is that I'm not, is the doubt about the seeing. And that's what comes up with the awareness. Yes, I'm aware now. Yes, I can sense awareness is aware of awareness, and there still feels to be a separation. I know it's a contradiction, but it still feels like a separation.
Yes, but the feeling
doesn't matter.
Don't rely on any feeling to show you some evidence of anything at all. It's like those footprints of the snowman, of this imagined snowman. Because we've been looking for this abominable snowman for maybe 200-300 years now, and still don't find, And now we have satellite imagery which has mapped every single meter of this Earth, and we still don't find any creature like that. On Google Earth, you can go and look at any part of the world with great, almost like 10-20 feet sort of clarity, and still not found. So we have, in the same way, look for the person over and over and over. We've looked. So now we can say, okay, I'm open. If one day it reveals itself that it was here, then I will believe it. But till then, at least, can I be free from it? That's a good deal, or no?
Sorry, it froze for a second. I heard you say, can we be free of it? And then it froze.
Yeah, no, I was saying that in the same way that scientists are now saying that unless it just reveals itself, the snowman or the Loch Ness monster, we will not believe it anymore. You see? In the same way, can we say about the ego and the person and say, unless one day it reveals itself that there was an entity which owned this body, which owned everything, owned this life, till then, at least I will not give it belief. Is that good?
So, yes. So I just don't believe the thought, but it feels separate.
Yeah. We also don't believe the thought that because there's a feeling here of some fear or any feeling, that means separation is here, or that means that I am a person because some feeling is coming.
Yeah, that's what's been getting in the way, is that it doesn't feel oneness. I doesn't feel like I'm seeing oneness. And so it just goes in circles of frustration, and then the comparing and the temperature taking, all of that starts to happen. Feeling like victim-y stuff about can't get it. Like it's opened that whole thing. Although not so much. But it's very helpful. So just don't believe it. I say that.
Yes. Unless we must not believe that which we have no evidence of. You see, it's very scientific. We say that Advaita and spirituality, science and Advaita, or science and spirituality are opposites, but they're not. We are saying the same thing. We will not blindly believe anything.
Oh,
Only that evidence of that we will believe. We have no evidence of this person. We have evidence of presence. We have evidence that I am. We have evidence that there is awareness of this I am. So this is not even theoretical physics. This is applied physics because we check and we confirm. All thoughts presume you to be that whose existence cannot be found. So why should we believe the thought?
the mind. I think there were a couple of where you had said to inquire until you can laugh about something.
Yes, yes.
And so I just go crazy here because I inquire, and like it just goes in circles. And so that's like there's an expectation or a goal, right, to be able to get to the point where it's laughable.
Yeah. Okay, so let me explain this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it can be that maybe the inquiry question that we are picking makes it seem like it could be an inquiry, for example, that why does this feeling not go away? Why does this feeling not go away? And the more we inquire, we see feeling still comes. The more we inquire, feeling still comes. You see? So not to inquire like this. The inquiry question could be, is there someone here who is affected by this feeling? Who is this one? Is there someone here who is experiencing any of this? Who is this one? And in this inquiry, no matter what the content of the inquiry was, you will come to this place. You will either say, no, there is no one here. I cannot find this one. There is no one here. Or you say that this presence of being itself is experiencing everything. And it has no problem with everything that is being experienced. The problem is only coming from the thought. Inquiry will keep pointing us back to this. So can you take an example of the round and round, how it happens? And we can see if we can break the circular.
Well, the awareness one is
The
the
awareness.
big one. Am I aware? Awareness is aware. It feels separate. I look and look. Still feels separate.
Yeah. So now we took one part of it away, which is that feeling can be whatever feeling. How does that lead to separation? It's still part of the appearance, isn't it?
Yes.
We're feeling that we are believing that once I see that I am this awareness itself, then the quality of my feeling should change, or something should change at the feeling level.
Um,
You never said
it
that.
just feels like
Means what?
it just feels like there should be like awareness feels out here. Like I'm aware, feels
Yeah.
like it's happening inside the body, and awareness feels outside the body. So it feels separate in that way, even though I can't find that. It just, So I just keep expecting this kind of merging, which is probably part of the problem.
Yes. Forget about the awareness which is outside the body or inside the body. When you ask, am I aware now? It is just known that awareness is here. It is neither inside nor outside. So don't paint any visuals of awareness. Don't paint any pictures of awareness. Does the question, am I aware now, does it have to be answered after referring to any visual representation?
Mm-mm. No.
This is good. This is good. So that which is not an appearance visually does not rely on any space. Therefore, it's neither inside nor outside. This is the only experience which we can truly say this about. Awareness being aware of itself is beyond time and space. Actually, it's a most direct because there's no room for circles in this one. Because, say, am I aware now? Yes, over. You see, subtly there might be an expectation that something should happen now that I see that I am aware.
There used to be that. That's gone. No, you just caught it. There was this sense that I was, even though I didn't feel like I was referencing anything.
Yes.
I'm not when I check to see if I'm aware now, but somehow there was a belief that I was experiencing it inside the body, but I'm not.
Yes. You're not.
Yeah. I didn't, that just unhooked. Yeah.
When you say this about being, then I can say yes, it feels like from the heart center or some other center of the body, it seems to be emanating from there. You see, but when we say, am I aware now? It doesn't matter. Body, no body, inside, outside, none of that is relevant to this question. Am I aware now? Because it is prior, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's usually where it links back up with the brain. You know, like these two tangle up. Like, well, wait a minute. Like doubt, even right now, doubt is coming in. Like, wait a minute. Am I aware? You know, like these, they just spin. So, but it's clear. It's so much trouble. I'm just causing trouble for myself.
It's okay. It's fun. It's all part of your play.
I can, like, sir, I can feel things unhooking, and I can feel the doubt coming right behind. So,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
And not to run from any doubt. Not to run from any doubt. Let them all come. And I very much enjoy looking together with any of you that want to come and say, I want to bring this to you, and I'm not sure whether this is relevant enough, but it can be very relevant because these small just energies can make us doubt ourselves. Our own seeing, which is so apparent right now, because our belief can go to this energetic construct. Therefore, we might start doubting it. So it's very good that you come and you expose it, and we look together at these things.
Yeah. It was hard to do it today. It was hard. Well, there was a lot of anxiety about it. It doesn't matter. So, clear.
It's
This
very.
was so helpful. I
Thank you.
didn't even see these. You're still frozen on my screen, but thank you, Father.
Oh, thank you.
I love you so much.
No, I love you too. Love you too.
And I'm so grateful to the Sangha because they helped me figure out the iPad. I didn't know the iPad was an option, and the computer is really not so much an option. So, thank you, Sangha.
You
I love
remember
you
for a
guys.
while we were even broadcasting on the iPad. On YouTube.
I remember somehow I thought Hangout wasn't possible. I don't know. It was an idea I believed, so I'm really grateful to be able to come to Hangout.
Hey, good
Love you
man.
so much.
Very happy you can come.
I don't know how to do. Oh dear.
At least today you won't report me to Guruji, no?
What'd you say?
I said at least today you won't report me to Guruji. You won't complain about today to Guruji.
You look better today. I felt so worried about you. I
Yes, I know.
was like wanting to tell on you.
I know.
Yeah.
No,
I want you to take a rest. I don't want you to go.
I know. I love. Thank you so
I
much.
love you, Father. Thank you.
Okay, I should focus a little bit on the YouTube chat also because I've noticed that I focus more on the Hangout and less on the YouTube chat. So there are two questions which popped up right in front of me. One is Utkarsh. Utkarsh is here. Utkarsh asks, I just had this doubt. If I am not this person, then I just am. Very good. Then what is the purpose of this existence? So this just am, I am, is experiencing all of this. This experiencing of this is the purpose. We put it simply like that. Whatever is happening is the purpose. Whatever is tasted in this realm is the purpose. When we go for the movie, the purpose is to experience the movie. Does the movie touch you? Does it change you? No. just to be able to share this moment with yourself, in this seeming duality of this satsang also, is the purpose. It's beautiful, isn't it? That you could play this role where there's one who is on the chat over there and he asks a question, and there's one who's sitting over here which is answering this. This is just a play that you're having with yourself. It's all just one. Just like a child in the playground. It is the purpose of this existence. Srina said there is a belief that feelings like guilt, sadness, fear, or aggression could actually be God speaking to me. No. So you have to be very careful of this mind which is pretending to be God. Because it can come authoritatively. No, you were wrong about this, and I am the voice of truth. And many fall victim to this. We feel that, oh, it is the voice of the Satguru or it is the voice of God. That is why I have given you a simple pointer. If it is not accompanied by love and peace and joy, then you can safely just forget about it. Then you will not fall prey to this kind of egoistic energy. This many have experienced like this, and this fear itself is so strong that this is God which is speaking to me and said, I have been bad, you should have done this better. Whatever you are suffering is your own, own doing. Things like this, nonsense like this, and it comes authoritatively taking this God voice. And we give it our belief and it can be very miserable very fast. Just simply stay with this. The voice of the Satguru, the voice of intuition, the voice of God is always accompanied by the presence of love and peace. So initially, if there is lack of clarity about whose voice it is, you wait and see if love and peace is there. And don't go with any mental idea of love and peace. But the mind will also say, see, love is also here. You have to just taste it for yourself. Experience the love. Then you can trust that voice, which is loving, which is peaceful. And it's very simple. If there is still some doubt about the inner guidance, you forget about it and you stay in satsang. The whole point of satsang is to introduce you to the inner Sadguru, and it will happen. So don't be in a rush. All the doubts, all of this will get clarified. But don't go with any voice which you feel that is not truly authentic from the heart. Anything. Because God is not in a rush. You will not be punished because your intuition was saying something and you said, no, I don't know. You will not be punished. God is not in a rush. He is not vindictive. It's all His game. So take your time. If you're clear that this is a loving, peaceful voice, you can accept that this is the voice of the Sadguru. Don't go with even the most authoritative sounding voices. I've seen that many energies can take this kind of shape and just confuse you. Abominable snowman. Imagine that one day you discover that the abominable snowman was just one tiny insect or something with huge feet.
Hello?
Yes, my dear.
I was enjoying the analogy of the scientist finding the person.
Yes, yes.
Because, imagine like we all get home and put on YouTube or wherever it is we get our news, Facebook. And it says, news, breaking news, scientists have found the person. And you'd be sitting there watching it. And then, 10 minutes later you switch it off and you go into your kitchen and make dinner and it's still this.
Exactly.
It's like scientists saying, here's the brain. It's like, oh yeah, there's the brain. And then you can just go off and you just forget about the brain. So it'd be kind of the same thing, wouldn't it? It'd still be this. Even if they said there was a real person, it'd still be like, well,
Yes, yes.
here's a real hand. He doesn't believe I'm a hand.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to just say these things because, otherwise some concept can take hold. So some response has to come also from the conceptual level so that it sort of counteracts each other. But I can say like this that yes, I'll believe this person when the scientists actually discover it, which is just like when our children, isn't it? That okay, now I will now believe in the existence of Santa Claus only when you show him to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that actually there's a feeling that one day he might actually come with Santa.
No, not at all. And even if there was a Santa Claus, it'd be like, okay, so there's Santa Claus.
Any children watching, please, Santa Claus is real. Please take your children away. Because I know my daughter was very upset because her friend told her, "Oh, the tooth fairy, you still believe it? It's not real." She came back home very upset. So this one is a grown-up only satsang. Yeah, Santa Claus is real. Devika says Santa Claus is real, but you are not a person. Yes. So sometimes conceptually we just respond like this, but yes, there is no chance of scientists ever discovering a person. Where would they even start looking? There's no chance.
And even if they did, it'd be like, well, so what? It'd still be this.
Exactly. That's why I said, isn't it, that even if I'm just the brain, so what? Because my living experience is of this, which we speak. Nick says, I heard Santa and Yeti Snowman are the same. Please, we're still trying to keep it little child friendly. It's very funny, that till the previous generation, like for my generation, there was no tooth fairy because my parents did not have this cultural idea of tooth fairy. My wife, she went to a convent school, so over there were all these concepts of this thing. So for my children, the belief in the tooth fairy was so strong, just like our belief in the person because of conditioning is so strong. So imagine if there's a tribe where there's no such belief of personhood. Beautiful. Maybe we'll make that discovery. A tribe of people, few 100,000 living in the forest. There's no concept of personhood at all. Yes?
You said, I can say I am here.
Yeah.
Then you asked a question. You said, is anyone else there?
Yeah.
I can say not here. Dal's like, well, what about there, there, and there?
Yeah. So can you validate that I am here? Am I separate from the rest of the appearance in some way? Not listening to the mind, just by looking.
Open eyes.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
different.
Okay. Okay. So open your eyes and just look. Don't label anything. Just look. Is there any separation? Look around at anything. Where are the boundaries?
Like I'm looking from inside this body.
Okay. Let's
Body
look.
is the
No, 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 wait. That some labeling started there. So you can feel like this entire is experienced from here, which seems to be inside the sense of beingness. That's now where did the separation come?
I'm seeing from inside and all things are outside.
And if you don't label anything inside and outside,
But I can't see my head.
yeah.
So
So
I'm inside the head.
yeah, but this is all just again going with the mind, isn't it? It's an inference. Oh, because I don't see head, therefore I must be inside the head. Without the labeling, there is the separation. And already you have an experience of this. In the dream state also, it seems like you're watching from inside the head of the dream body, but where are you watching? It's a good contemplation. If you were localized in time and space and you were inside that head of this body, then you would be localized inside the head of that body also. So, but where are you watching the dream from? The entirety of the dream is inside you. It's the same. So in the dream, I can say, yes, I'm inside the body, and everything is separate from me and separate from each other. There are 100, each of them obviously are visually separate, you can say, but are they? And when we check even now, unless we put the labels to it, we see that it's one appearance. Yes, one appearance.
So like I see all these things.
Yeah.
Everything I see is separate to me.
Everything that you see is separate from you.
Separate.
This you is which one?
What I see.
The one who is seeing. What does this one look like? Is it also part of the appearance?
I'm seeing, so
But you are clear that seeing is here. So there's seeing that seeing is here. There's awareness that awareness is here. See? So if you say that I am this awareness and the entire appearance is in front of me, then this is what we've been saying. You can't have it both ways. Yes, it's a valid experience that seeing is here, seeing is happening. I don't find the phenomenal seer. There is nothing phenomenal about this seeing, but there is seeing that seeing is here. There is awareness that awareness is here. And all that is appearing, it doesn't matter whether you say it's in front of it or inside it, I'm not so concerned by the words of it. So is this your experience?
my experience now is that something is here experiencing.
There's this habit of taking a moment to think about it.
Yeah.
You took that moment to think about it, so then we can say, okay, keep that aside and tell me right now what you see.
I'm just sensing things.
Yeah. Is there any separation? Even to answer the question, you have to think, isn't it? So then that means what? Therefore, it is purely a mental concept. To say whether I'm being or not, you don't have to think about it. To say I'm aware now, you don't have to think about it. To say, okay, is there separation here? Means by itself, it's a mental construct.
The answer came yes because I can see you. Like,
Yes, yes, all mental influences are of no use. So it can seem like a very logical sounding answer. But this is logic which has gotten us into so much trouble. Because it just takes us away from what we see. Right now, there is all this appearance in front of you, including the bodies which are there. I'm saying without labeling it as body, body, body. Is there separation? And where are you experiencing the appearance of this body, or this body, or this body? Yeah. This is the key. The experience of the seeming other is not happening outside you. It is still an experience happening within you. It's okay. It doesn't make sense yet. It's okay. So I am aware that the experiencer or the being is here. And everything is experienced here. Is it this much we can say? I am aware that this experiencer or this being is here. Now even forget about being. How are we able to say I am aware? Yes? So we don't say, we say I am aware of being. We're not saying I'm smelling being, I'm hearing being. We say I'm aware of being. Therefore, I know that there is something called awareness, which is separate from phenomenal smelling, phenomenal seeing.
I'm not sure I'm aware of
You're aware of the experiencer?
I can say I'm experiencing.
You're experiencing. So this who is experiencing is not an experiencer?
That I can't describe it.
You know that the experiencing is happening to you. That's a description. Can you say that it's not happening to me, the experiencing? Because if it is just a mental concept, you could say either point of the debate, isn't it? Most things which are just purely intellectual, you can take either position. In this one, you can find, no, I cannot take the other position. Of course, yes, I am experiencing all of this. Therefore, there is an experiencer which is experiencing all of this. We're not denying the presence of being, which is the experiencer. We're saying that our idea of who this experiencer is has been wrong. It has been that there is this person here who is the experiencer. We are saying that it is this being itself is the experiencer of all things. And when we look, what do we find? So again, we can use, we say, can you stop being? How would you? This is the experiencer. Is this I that is here not experiencing all of this? You experience the experience. It's actually very simple. The only difficulty comes when we try to understand it. Nothing that is said in Satsang needs to be understood conceptually. All that is needed is, as the words are flowing, you check if it is true for you or not. The things which seem like they're the most difficult to understand are actually the simplest things in Satsang, not in chemistry. So now, where are we? You are aware that you are here, is it not? Is it not the case? So there is awareness of beingness or awareness of here-ness. Is awareness and here-ness the same thing?
So I get confused, like,
Yeah. He said, this is where I get confused. It feels like
it's like the same one who's saying I'm experiencing it, saying I'm aware of it.
yes. Okay. Yes. There's only that here which can say it, isn't it? Yeah, if you mix the saying of it into it, then obviously you'll say it is the same one who's experiencing it, is also the doer, also saying. It's not about the reporting of it. The reporting obviously will be within consciousness itself. When you ask yourself this question, can I stop being now? You say no. When asked why, say that I'm just here. I'm just here. Are you not aware that you are just here? And if this is confusing to some of you, don't forget about it. Just stay with the sense of being itself. It is okay. That which is here is it. And if we never have to ask this question, who is aware of that which is here, that is also completely fine. See, because in the seeing of that, in the acceptance of that, which is here, we can no longer believe in the existence of that one which is never here, the ego. And that much is enough, actually.
It's the same question was last week, just about
Yeah.
which is it?
Which is it?
The experience, one experiencing or the one who's aware of?
You know that there is one who is experiencing? You are experiencing. This is good enough. Even your own mind is your experience, isn't it? Whatever thoughts are coming is your experience. So is there any other experiencer? Only this. Sometimes I feel like troubling you by asking you, but who's aware even of this? It's okay. It's not. If it does not resonate for now, it's completely. And I tell all of you, the simplest thing, be free from this identity of being a person, to be free from this confusion. You just don't believe your next thought. Especially if you have this thought which is coming now and saying it doesn't work for me. Please, it's as simple as that. So either you must believe that the voice which is coming from here is completely stupid, that it keeps saying this over and over. Something here must be really stupid and doesn't get anything at all. If it reiterates this point over and over again, in spite of the fact that it doesn't work, then I should go and live in some cave somewhere. Either that, or you're still believing some thought which is resisting it, which is saying something like, it doesn't work, or who can do it? Is it possible? It happens automatically. All of this is just thoughts that we are believing. And you know by now, at least, we've known each other at least for a couple of years, you know that nothing is spoken from here unless it is directly experienced first. And I say this for me also. It helps me if you're not believing your thoughts. It's very selfish advice. Because you see, because otherwise we're dealing with the byproducts of belief and thought, which can be anything. It can be guilt, it can be resentment, it can be frustration, it can be all these byproducts of belief and thought. But why can't we just pluck it out from the root? And no thought. Spirituality does not need to rely on thought. God does not need to rely on thought. Truth does not need to rely on anything. We must bite the bullet now and say, even if I have to fall, it's completely okay because I know you will not fall. And even in this worldly realm, you will not be left without guidance. This intuitive voice will always be available to you. Satsang, your own inner satsang and this outer satsang is always available to you. See, when the allegiance to these thoughts is broken, I know some fear can come. That is why every day we share the same thing. We're sitting here, we're sharing. So that this seeming outer satsang is available more and more as you go into your inner satsang. And then the outer satsang just becomes a joy. It is only identity which pushes back because it senses a threat. There's no identity can survive without belief and thought. And you must contemplate whether I want some part of this identity still around you. I want freedom for this one, this identity which has been here. Because even the mind will say, if the identity itself is gone, if you yourself dissolve, then what is the point of freedom? But that's all that we have to offer here. There is no freedom that can be offered here to the identity. It is only freedom from the identity if you are up for it right now. Come with no concepts. You see. Then we meet as one. No history, no story, no ideas, no freedom, no bondage. The disciple asked the teacher, "Teacher, what is the difference between you and me?" Till the point that this question is there, in, in the play there is a difference. But the teacher says there is no difference. And once this is seen, then teacher and disciple are one. Was there ever any difference? No. It's always been only this one. But till there is belief in separation, then in the play of separation, the truth must be pointed out over and over. The pointing must be pointing you to the truth over and over. And once it is seen that I don't even exist phenomenally, this whole phenomenal universe is appearing in front of me and it's a play, then even separation as a concept sounds funny. You cannot have your thoughts and have freedom. You have to. Either you can have your thoughts or you can have freedom. And your thoughts will come and say, but you always say that I'm already free and all of that. But then you keep those thoughts. It's okay. Today I feel to tell all of you, just decide your allegiance and don't change it. Are you allied to your thoughts or allied to the truth of your heart? And whatever fear, whatever might be coming, I'm there for you. I'm there. We're there in this together. Enough. We've played and we said, oh, I want my thoughts to be better and I want the person to be free. You come to satsang, but there's only room for you. There's not enough room for the mind. Reserving only one seat. Plus ones are not, this RSVP is not accepted. No plus ones. Dana says, Father, can a master or guru take this identity too far as well? I see this sometimes where a master or guru gets a lot of power and they misuse this identity, power. It's all, yes, no, yes. So she said, it's a very beautiful question. So when there is identity, there is no guru. When there is guru, there is no identity. It can be found that even in the expressions which seemed so pure earlier, like in India, we see a lot of this stuff. We were just talking about this yesterday also, that it can seem like something is very, very clear, and yet in the play, it can appear that, oh, this has become, again, egoistic. It has become coming from the identity. But you have to smell for it. You have to smell for exploitation. You have to smell for this kind of thing, narcissism. Because the mind will instantly, the minute it hears, yes, 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 you're also egoistic, everyone is egoistic. You, so you have to smell for it. You have to really go with your heart and see. And if you find in your heart that yes, this is identity, then you cannot say it is the guru. Because the guru is not a person, it's not a body. Satsang. Okay. So, if now the guru is no longer pointing you to the inner guru, if he's no longer saying that this is your own voice of intuition, this is your own Satguru which is speaking, then yes, we can say that identity is now operating here. It is not the guru which is speaking. That's good. So as long as there is trust in the voice which is speaking from here, use this trust and don't believe your next thought. Okay, my dear. Okay. Jayani said, truth, truth, truth. Nitya said, Father, may I always have my head bowed at your feet. May I completely merge with you. Song time. You sang very well. You said I can't sing and all that. Yes. What are we saying?
Jai Sitaram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Sitaram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Sitaram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Sitaram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Sitaram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Thank you, Jayesh, my dear. You can play the invocations now.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sakina, sarve santu niramya, sarve patrani pashantu, makashit tukabak bhavet. Asatoma Satkamya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamya, Mrichurma Amritam Gamya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Mujiji Ki Jai.
Thank you also very much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Mujiji Ki Jai.
Sakura Shri Ananta Ji Ki Jai.
Jay.
Ananta Ki Jai.
Jai. Aparna is here. She said, Namaste, Father. Could I please talk to you after satsang? Yes, my dear. Of course. Thank you, everyone on YouTube and in the Hangout. So much love to all of you. Okay, Jesh, my love, we can turn the podcast off now. Jesh is chosen. Okay, seems like we lost our moderator, so we're still broadcasting. Maybe something is not done. Sangeeta, you want to sing something? You have to unmute, my dear. Again, you're on mute somehow.
Namaste, Father. I have no song in particular, but the other day in Guruji's Satsang, one of the ladies sang a song, which I find always very beautiful. Shall I sing that song then?
Yes, my dear, of course.
It was प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो तुम बिना लागे सुना तुम बिना लागे सुना खाली घट में प्रेम भरो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानूं मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानूं सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको अब तो आकर वाह धरो हे प्रभु जी प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो तुम बिना लागे सुना तुम बिना लागे सुना खाली घट में प्रेम भरो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो मन में आन बसो
Very good, very good. Thank you so much. Yash is back now. Well, thank you. You can turn the broadcast off now. Guru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai.
The Krishna.
Yay.